Today I'm going to share about what it means to be successful, what you have to sacrifice to be successful, and exactly how you be repaid by the world for that success. So let's begin. I'm going to start by a story. So I was told, if you know about the story, you might correct me in a way, because I might say some stuff wrong and what. So here it goes. So there was a man who was just a public servant. He was working, serving the public. So where this man was working, he was really passionate about serving people. He loved what he was doing. So what he was doing, his job was simple. There was a bridge, and that bridge would open so that a boat, or let me just say a ship, could pass by underneath. There on top, it would close the road whenever the ship has passed, so that a bus can pass or cars can pass through, like those American bridges that opens up for the ship, then close for the cars to pass on top. So what happened was this in this situation. So there goes this man. One day his child decided to volunteer in a way so that he can actually come and see what the father will be doing at work. As she always noticed that the father was really happy about what he does. So this man, on this day, he allowed the child to explore his work. So the child wanted to understand what helps those mechanical terms, or those things that are into this thing, the opening of the bridge and closing, what helps it so that it opens and closes. So usually, before I continue with the story, usually it's used by people, religious people, to help you have an idea of what Christ or what God had to sacrifice when he brought his child, Jesus Christ, on planet Earth. But also, in a way, it can be explained in this way, and I'm going to show you what it takes and what it means whenever you have decided that you want to be successful and you want to change the world. So what happened was this. Now, as the child was going deep, he went deep that he got trapped by one of the moving mechanical controls, or the mechanism that actually rotates when you are opening for a person to enter or to go out. So in this situation, now the child is trapped. There comes a bus that is moving, and the bridge was open. As the bridge was open, the problem with the bus is it lost control, so they had to actually force it by all means so that the person can actually pass by, the bus can actually pass by, so that it doesn't kill people. So there was the problem here now for the people. So when it was going, and now in the situation now that the man has no choice but to open the bridge. But when he opens the bridge, those mechanicals that had trapped the child, so when he was moving the lever, it was breaking the bones of the child, so that for them to pass by, it had to destroy or kill the child, the man's child. But as we always know, that whenever you are driving a car or a bus and you know that this thing is killing, you can save 72 people as a sacrifice of one. The man had to become a national hero by sacrificing his own child so that the people in the bus can live. So as he was breaking the lever, he could actually literally hear the bones of the child breaking. As he was moving the lever, he could actually hear the bones of the child breaking. So this became like, it destroyed the man though. So the moral of this story is this, as simple as it is, like this. Whenever you're a person who want to be successful, or who wants actually to change the world, first thing you have to understand is that whenever you want to help the world, whenever you want to be successful, you have to help the people. You have to help the world first. That's how you become successful. It's all about helping the people be better than they are, so that you can be successful. So let me say first, you sit down, your passion, what you love is want to help people. Find something you're passionate about, like this man, he was passionate about his job where he was serving as a public servant. So first, you need to find passion in whatever you're doing. Secondly, importantly, this is one of the most important things, is that you have to be willing to sacrifice as much as you can. Like this man in this situation, he sacrificed his own child. You have to be willing to sacrifice your time, your sweat, even the pain that you go through day, nights, sleepless nights, just trying to achieve the perfect. If it's a website, you need to perfect it into a point that no matter what, it brings safety and value to the people who are going to use it. That's the second thing. And thirdly, you need to be willing to accept the criticism you are going to get from the same people you are trying to help. Like this man, I believe when these people were passing by in that bus that he was killing his own child so that they passed by, they were actually laughing at him that this man is doing a job that is not okay. Some people, they do it in silence. Some people, they do it in public. Maybe some people even mocking him. So in a way, you actually have to be willing to allow criticism and make sure that it doesn't destroy you, so that you continue bringing that service to people. That's how it is to be successful. So usually in this point, whenever you go through all these steps, when you go through something you're passionate about, you are willing to sacrifice your time and you sacrifice all and accept the criticism, the world pays back. The people you are working with, they actually pay you back. You actually benefit from what you are doing. So that's how it works. Let's give you an example. Like you have opened a software company. Okay, you have opened a software company. Let me say, okay, for example, Mark Zuckerberg. Let's talk about Facebook. He wanted something that could help people to connect worlds, for people to talk against each other, so that whenever I send a message, wherever you are, it might be in America or wherever you are, I can be able to reach you while I'm in Africa, while I'm in Asia. And they did that through Facebook. People can communicate through, in a few seconds, my message is delivered than the letter we used to use to write a letter, and it takes days to reach it to people. It takes even a few minutes to reach a person, and we can actually learn about the news, whatever that is happening globally, through Facebook. What happened? He took his time to perfect the software and the algorithm, because people thought it was exposing their data and stuff like that. So he had to go through the criticism of what people were complaining that this Facebook application was not giving. And at the same time, he was going, he had to sacrifice some time, day and night, trying to perfect it so that the world might know, marketing it all over so that people might actually understand what he was trying to give them, and that was going to change the world. Now he's a billionaire. Now he has a lot of money because he went through all the stages of criticism. He went through all the stages of sacrificing his day and night time, and he actually did something that he was passionate about, software engineering. So all of these things, when you look at them now, when you put them together, it made him the richest man you see today. Bill Gates wanted to give people a new technological algorithm so that people can use laptops, computers to move around, to actually search some stuff easily, to calculate that stuff, something that had the intelligence. So he created Microsoft. He went through the criticism from the first Microsoft, people complaining how it wasn't actually giving him what he promised, the functionality, or how it was failing them when they are using the software. So he went through the criticism, and on the second time he did something that he was passionate about, which was computers. He created something that was not there, and for that the world repaid him, and now he's a billionaire we know today. Or even the head of Amazon, he wanted to make it easy for people to sell things in the world, to sell something that they're using in the world. So what he did, he went through he first did some stuff. He started selling was it garage sale? I think it was garage sale and stuff like that, which it was not really reaching the world and he wanted to do. So he went through the toughest time trying to perfect all the softwares and the things that he had through in the website that he had to do so that it becomes perfect. And they received criticism from people saying that they're not receiving the products they ordered and stuff like that, until he perfected it to a point that even the criticism could not break him. And now who he is one of the most richest people in the world. So that's all about success. It takes 3 steps. First, you need to be passionate about what you do. Secondly, you have to allow yourself to go through the criticism of whatever the people are going to throw at you. And you need to be willing to put it time, give it time. time, perfect it, sacrifice the time, the plan, and your patience has to be there. It all has to play along. Let it be a chain, let it make sense, let it provide so that it leads you to the point where you are. Even the greatest speakers we have right now in this world, for example, let's talk about T.D. Jakes. He's one man who we know in this world. He has transformed the world through the power of speaking. He has transformed the people's life. He has changed a lot of people through the power of speaking. What did he do? Firstly, he found what he was passionate about, which is the tongue, talking. He was passionate about speaking. So what did he do? He started speaking. And when he was through speaking, he had to find the direction of whatever he's saying. He had to create something, a going place, so that people can find there his resources. The potter's touch was his going place. He created that. That's the sacrificing part. He read a lot of books. He studied the Word of God, the Bible, so that he could be equipped. So that was the sacrifice he had to go through, day in and day out, sleepless nights, reading, understanding, actually finding a lot so that he could be perfected in whatever he's saying. And secondly, he had to go through the process of marketing whatever he's saying. So he had to go through the process of marketing by actually finding ways of make sure that his message can be reached to different places. So what did he do? He sent it to different people around the world, his voice message. And secondly, he wrote different books to all the people in the world, so that they can actually read his resources or his sources or the things he was creating, so that he can actually provide marketing. When he got the global backing, he got criticism, people making fun about him, that maybe he has no way, his weight, a lot of that. They talked about a lot of things. So this were all the processes he had to go through, all the things that he had to fight, articulate, go through one by one, through and through, perfecting himself, and he became who he is now. And one last thing that I'd forgotten. Now, this is not about the 3 things I was talking about. I'm talking about the things that are just very important for you as a person whenever you're doing all the things you'll be doing. It's very important that whenever you go through these things, mistakes are okay. Accept mistakes, move on, never quit. It's very important that you have to understand that whenever you make a mistake as a person, it's important that whenever a mistake comes to your life, it should never break you. Yes, a mistake has to happen, and it's always painful to notice a mistake, but you move on from that and continue going. That's how you become successful. Take the mistakes, move on. All the people who are rich, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, they went wrong in some situation. They created some algorithm that way in Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, that he had to remove because people were complaining about them, which was his mistake. He's bad, but he moved on from there and became perfect. Steve Jobs, as you know, before he made Macintosh, there was other softwares he did under the Mac brand, and some were even wrong, but he prevailed all through those things until he perfected thing that we call Mac right now, all the laptops we use right now, the computer, the phone that we use, the Apple phones, all of them, there were all mistakes that they go through. So it's okay as a person to go through mistakes. It actually builds you up. It actually makes you grow so that you can actually perfect all the things you're doing. So never allow yourself to be troubled. For you to be successful, you have to go through this criticism. You have to allow yourself to be strong whenever the things hit you back, and allow yourself to grow in all the things that you're doing. And the one thing that you always have to remember, the best teacher in all the thing you're doing, the best teacher you can ever have is knowledge. Why am I saying it's knowledge? Knowledge teaches you the wisdom and the understanding of what you're doing, and you become perfect in whatever you're doing, because you've allowed yourself to, and you've equipped yourself to learn, and it's now paying you back. So how do you gain the knowledge? By experience, by actually doing the thing. Do the thing that you want to do. Keep doing. You perfect yourself as you go. The best teacher you can ever have in life is learning. It's actually doing it, experimenting it. The best learner or the best teacher you can ever have is experience. Do the thing, and if you have hold it in your hand, you can actually say, I know how it takes to do this thing because I've went through all the criticism, all the hard works, I've went through them, and I've learned how to do this. I can do better things now from this because I've allowed myself to learn. So thank you very much for listening to me, guys. Subscribe for more, because I'll be back and I'll be giving you more, and I hope you are motivated to be better than who you were yesterday. So this is Sam signing up and saying thank you very much for listening, and may you be transformed. Subscribe and comment all your thoughts, leave them behind so that I can go look at them, so that I try to change myself. Remember what I said, I can always get better by exactly the response that I get from you guys. So please, thank you, subscribe and just talk about it. Let's talk about this and let's change the world. Thank you.